Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many recordings available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this session, we'll be showing you how to measure cylinders and holes. We'll open up a probe operation, and what I'd like to do in this part is measure these three areas. This cylinder over here, this hole over here, and then this hole over here with the boss inside of it. So first we'll start with the option of cylinder. We'll choose cylinder, and since we're measuring, we'll use the option of measure. And we'll go into this area over here. As shown over here, we have to choose the outside cylinder. So I'll create a new geometry and just choose that edge over there. The tool I'll take out of my tool list, which is the probe itself. Now let's go into our Tech 1 area. In our Tech 1 area, we'll turn on our preview. Always worthwhile turning on the preview. And let's zoom in now to this area. I want to bring it down to a lower level, so I'll bring it down to approximately that level over there. If I want, I can change this to a round number to -30, so I have no problem over there. And we have now also number of touch points. As you can see, right now it's touching on 3 different points. Let me put this right now for a moment on our top view and zoom into this area over here, as shown over here. Now, you can see that's touching off in 3 points. If I want, I can click over here, choose as many points as I want, or just turn my mouse wheel and make it as many points as I want over here. I'm going to leave it now at 4 points. Now, note in this particular case, if I were to leave it here, this would actually go back and touch this wall, which is not exactly what I want. So what we can do over here is we can actually move our start points. By moving our start points, what actually happens is that we can actually just turn it to a different angle. So if I were to turn it to say to over here, 45 degrees, you can see now that nothing is interfering with me measuring the part exactly the way I want this to. Let me just turn it now back on its side a little, and this view over here, and you can see now that's going to be touching off in these areas over here. Okay, we'll continue now and we'll do save and calculate. And now we'll go into our next area where I have to measure a hole. So I'll do save and copy. And this time I'll choose the option of hole. I'll create a new geometry. And as you see, we have to choose the geometry of the hole here. Choose my new geometry, and the area that I want to do is this hole over here. We'll accept that. Our tool is already defined. And again, in our tech area, I'll turn on my preview, bring down the Z level to -30, and I can leave this number of touch points at 3 if I want, or change it to 5, whichever is more feasible for me over here. Okay, so we'll just leave it at 3. By the way, we also have an option of offset. If, for example, we have a particular diameter over here, such as 80 millimeters, but for some reason, whatever was on the blueprint, we have to actually make it a little bigger because there was coating that had to be put inside of it. So we can actually give it an offset, and change the measurement over here of, say, 0.1 millimeters, or if we want 1 millimeter, and you see it went out 1 millimeter over there. So we can change that any way we want as far as modifying our geometry with offset. It can be given a negative value as well if needed. Again, over here we have our move start point, but we don't need it at this point. So now I'm going to do save and calculate again. And now I'm going to go to my next area, which is this hole with that boss over there. So again, I'll choose save and copy. This time I'll use the option of hole with boss and create my new geometry. In this particular case, again, you can see that I have to choose my outside geometry, but I do not have to choose the boss itself. Create a new geometry and click on that edge over there. Again, we go to our Tech 1. We'll open up our preview. And as you can see, and we'll put this in our top view, it is going down to this area over here. And you can see that it is not interfering, the boss is not interfering with anything that we have over here. So all I'm going to do now is in my Z level, just bring it back down to -30. And we have all the options that we had over here. If I want to move my start point, I can do all of that if necessary. Don't want to move it, just keep it the way it is. All of the options are here exactly the way they were in the other holes and in the cylinder itself. Now let's do save and calculate, and we'll do simulation now using all three of these operations. We'll click on simulate, again using the solid verify simulation for this part. Zoom into this area, and let's do this in the beginning at one step at a time. And as you can see, it's moving on to that cylinder over there, measuring the cylinder. Now moving to the hole, measuring the inside of the hole. And now doing the boss as well, always jumping over the boss without having the boss interfere with it. For more recordings on SolidCAM Professor, please go to our website www.solidcam.com and look for the tab of SolidCAM Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.